Pet Check is brought to you by Bosley's, a proud supporter of the Victoria Humane Society. Go to bosleys.com/givingback.
Welcome to another backyard edition of Pet Check. This little cutie is Roxy, and she's here with her brother Milo. They're a bonded pair from the Victoria Humane Society, and Penny Stone's here to tell us all about them. And they are just little cuties.
They are adorable, and they came to us. They're 10 years old. They're brother and sister, and they came to us with horrific teeth and matted fur, but they're doing really good now. They've been to the groomers. They've had all their teeth done. You can see with their little mouths open panting because it's so hot that everything looks good inside their mouths. They're really sweet dogs. They're like the perfect pair of dogs for anybody who's looking for a bonded pair. And they're definitely bonded. They've been together too long to separate them now, but they're really nice. They're house trained. You can leave them home alone for a couple hours at a time. They're really nice. She has a little bit of a snorking when she's breathing at night, but hey,
with that little nose, it's all pushed in.
That's just kind of...
that makes sense for the breed.
But really good with other dogs, cats, kids. They're good with everything. They're house trained. Like, you couldn't ask for a nicer set of dogs. And like I said, their dental's been done, so you're not looking at any big expenses coming down the road, because sometimes that's what concerns people about senior dogs.
Right.
So they've had their blood work done. They've, had their teeth done. All good.
Okay. And they could go to a senior home, because a lot of times that's a good fit for seniors looking for
We have
pets.
a lot of seniors that always want our young dogs, but seniors, these are a better dog for you. They're a really nice dog. They'll bark and alert if somebody's coming in, somebody's at the front door, but they certainly aren't, like they're not.
Then they'll calm down
crazy
once they know
dogs.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Milo has his eye is.
He's missing an eye, and so you just have to be careful around his eye, but it's not a big deal as long as you're not poking at it. He does really, really well. And
with his fur, you can't even really tell.
Yeah. No, he's really cute. But I wanted to talk today about adoptions.
Right.
Because there's a couple big things that are coming up with adoptions lately. Unfortunately, because of COVID, now everybody's ready. The end of COVID, everybody's ready to go on holidays. Everybody's taking off for the summer. Everybody's going. So not only are we having a hard time finding fosters, the adopters are hard to find too. And the unfortunate reality of this is it's a dominoes effect. So the rescues in different provinces and in the interior, they're closing down. They're not taking any more dogs because they're all so full because there is no adoptions happening because people are too busy.
Right. And then they usually send them to you guys, but you're overrun now.
And we're usually the ones that can always say yes. And unfortunately, we've had to say no quite a bit lately. But imagine being in somewhere like Regina or somewhere like Manitoba, and you can't even take the dogs out of some horrific situations because there's nowhere to put them. So we're hoping people who have finished their holidays, it's the end of July, we're hoping people will start, start adopting again and start filling out those applications. But because it's important that these animals find their homes. I mean, they have to be good homes, but they find their homes and they're able to move along.
And especially in the heat we're dealing with here, that's normal summer weather in a lot of those interior and prairie locations. So those animals are outside in these conditions.
We have puppies that are outside living in really hotter than this weather. And, it's funny because we worry about them when it's cold out there in the winter. And now we worry about the heat. It's important they get out. Another thing is, if people could really, if you're going to apply for one of the dogs or cats, if people could really make sure that they talk to your whole family. I can't tell you how many times lately we've spent 10 to 12 hours, doing the interviews, doing background checks, doing all the stuff that we do for an adoption to find out, oh, my husband's not on board. Oh, no. My wife doesn't want a dog. So it's really important that have that conversation with your family before, because it takes a lot. These are all volunteers that spend hours and hours going through these applications. So please make sure that you're ready before you apply, because
absolutely. And especially with COVID, so many people applied and were waiting and were disappointed. So those people who have been waiting patiently for an animal, now's a really good time for you to have one. And if you're not serious about taking an animal, please let those people have the animals.
Absolutely.
Really, really want them.
We even got a cat returned yesterday because the husband didn't want a cat and we didn't know. And so it's really important that people think this through, because this is a commitment.
Yes, it's a family member. It's not going and buying something at Walmart and then your husband doesn't like it and you return it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a family member. All right. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in these guys, just go to our website, checknews.ca, and click on the Pet Check page there. We'll have a link to the Victoria Humane Society. You're so good.